Hello and welcome to eXp Explained. I am honored and humbled to be here today just to explain a little about eXp Realty here in the US. I am Barry Pulver, owner of the exceptional brand powered by eXp, just an agent like everybody else, joined the company a little over 3 years ago, and humbled and honored to say I was the the first agent to take eXp Realty outside of the US as we created eXp on an international footprint, which we will learn more about today. Today, we know real estate, in my opinion, is the best industry in the entire world. Any real estate agent can be successful with any real estate company. So before we do our due diligence, I just wanted to introduce this and say this is a very black and white fact and experience-based explanation of one of the fastest growing real estate companies in the history of property. Welcome to eXp Explained. So of course you don't want to listen to me rabbit on all the time. So up here you will see the slideshow which goes right along with this presentation. We can send it to you absolutely easily too. So to start off with the most ironic thing possible, an Englishman talking about a superhighway. The best way to explain eXp, if we're going to compare eXp to every other brokerage and real estate franchise and company out there, is to look at it at a 3-lane highway. If you've ever been to California, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Lane 1 is what we all signed up for, where we all have our real estate licenses in this state or in your state, is because we are real estate agents. We get the honor and we want to help people with their property needs, most namely, ideally, finding listings, selling listings, and also finding the buyer for those properties. How do we do that here at eXp? Get a ton of tools. You're going to get tools anyway, but these are some very high-tech tools which will help you both from the systematic structuring of your business to generating leads through a CRM system. Adding into that, we're also going to talk about the healthcare program, which I personally have signed up for, iBuyer program, and the SkySlope, KV Core, workplace, and everything that comes alongside in your day-to-day real estate agency business. The second and third lane are of particular interest because for the majority of us, before I heard about eXp, had never been available to me and likely have not been available to you, not at this high level. The second lane is what we call ownership. Have you ever owned your own real estate company before? Do you own your own real estate company now? Well, if not, eXp is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, the technology stock exchange here in the US. Look them up, EXPI. Very straightforward. Just from doing what we do every single day, if we're good at our jobs, you acquire a share and stock portfolio in your and our publicly traded company, eXp. And lane 3, which is the one for most people, we say there's just 2 lanes. This is for the entrepreneur. Most of us real estate agents profess to be this, but in all likeliness, we're actually not. It took me long enough to understand the opportunity of this too. This is called revenue share. If you've ever wanted to do more than just your real estate agencies in your market, and ownership in a publicly traded company isn't just all you want to do, you want to look at, well, what's maybe next further down the line, 5, 10, 15 years, you get the opportunity to grow and scale in your market, in your state, outside the country, around the world, and have your own virtual real estate team. So welcome to eXp and welcome to the 3-lane highway. As you'll learn, when it comes to eXp, the very fundamental of this business and this brokerage was founded upon the idea of core values, one of which is innovation, as you can see here. The ability to innovate, to change, to adapt, and to grow, which if we could do that in our businesses, in any business in life, we're going to be very successful. So I would beg you the question, when I was a kid, every Friday evening, I would go down to the local Blockbuster in the streets of London and get whatever Disney movie there was. Well now, could you imagine me speaking to my son about that or my daughter about that? Just different concept, because how we view, how we get our information changes all the time. That is a lifetime ago, but same goes with hotels. If you look at, are you going to the local hotel, or are you getting a VRBO, Airbnb? Are you going through the travel agent, or within 2 minutes you can book a flight anywhere in the world through your phone? How are you using your transportation in petrol and gas crises? Are you calling the yellow cab company? Are you calling the black cabs? Or are you getting an Uber within 2 seconds on your phone? Yet the way that real estate has been done here in the US has fundamentally not changed. Now, it took the invention of the internet, which, think about it now, is what we use as our bread and butter. The internet changed the concept of having to flip through books to buy a home. So the internet came in and changed and innovated the way we have done our business. I would say arguably that eXp has been the biggest innovator in the real estate space since the internet. Why is that? Well, you don't have to go to your brick and mortar office where people typically don't come to. Again, COVID has massively changed the whole work from home environment. It's now widely understood that you do not have to sit at an office to be highly successful in any walk of life. So real estate has been the same every single way. You have your license, you get your license, you hang it with any real estate franchise, any real estate company, and you're there. You get paid for what you do. If you do it very well, you get your cap back, and then you're working at 100% for the rest of your year, and you keep doing that 20, 30, 40 years later. Hopefully you've been good and you've saved as a real estate agent, but typically most of us don't. eXp is changing how you can run your real estate business. If you have a physical office location and you want that through a firm you already have, keep it. If you don't and you want to work from coffee shops, from where you are doing your listing and your open houses, you can do that. eXp is the company of opportunity and a company of innovation. If you want an answer to your question, do you have to drive 30 minutes to your local office? No. Anywhere in the world with an internet connection. You could be on the edge of a cliff or the edge of a volcano. You can be up in the sky, 40,000 feet high in an aeroplane. You can go into your virtual world, go onto Workplace and speak to your broker in charge, the head of the company, the CEO, your former colleagues, your fellow colleagues. Whatever you need is instantaneous. Listen, if we're consuming our information, not looking at what's on the TV guide at 8 p.m., but we are pressing play when we want it, that is finally how we run our real estate business. As you'll learn about the training and coaching, it's recorded, it's available. You don't even have to dress up. You can just turn on your laptop and away you go. Finally, innovation is huge here with eXp, and eXp is changing and has changed over the past decade the way that real estate is conducted. And the big thing about eXp, the biggest innovation of all from my experience, is that finally, as the real estate agent, eXp sees me as the customer, not my client. And why does that make a difference? Because if the buyer and seller of a property is the client of the franchise or the real estate company, then why not just remove the agent in the middle? They can do it themselves. You see why Zillow are coming into the market. Wait till Amazon has their brokerage license. The real estate agent is the fundamental piece of any real estate transaction if they have their own personal brand, and eXp says, yes, you are. Have your brand. We'll give you the innovative tools to do your business your way, and you will be our customer. If you're happy, we know your clients will be happy, and we'll change the industry together. So what's the core value of this? This is innovation, and this is eXp. eXp is a brokerage and not a franchise. Yes, they're just two big words for the average person, but there is many fundamental differences between the two of them. If you have ever previously worked for a franchise real estate company, a franchise real estate model, you will know you always have to pay a franchise fee. There's no true such thing as 100%. The way that business model runs makes sense because without the franchise owners, you have no franchise and you have no office. Here at eXp, it's slightly different. Why is it different? Because again, you don't have that physical location that you need to go to when someone's telling you, hey, there's training, be here. There's a weekly meeting Friday morning, be here, drive to the office. Doesn't matter if you're 2 minutes away or 2 hours away, come here. No, everything is available, much like how we run our lives, as I was speaking about in innovation, how we run our real estate business. All of the training is virtual. It's available in a recorded portfolio too if you want to catch it up at your convenience, much like how we run our lives. The ability to scale and grow. You can't expand a franchise. If you're a territory owner, you can't expand outside of that particular location. How about eXp coming along saying, listen, you run your business in whatever state you want to be licensed in. Also, get this, if you are in North Carolina and you live on the border of South Carolina and North Carolina, you have both licenses. Or if you're up there in the Northeast and you have 3 or 4 different licenses for the states, you can have one fee here at eXp and you can be licensed in every single state in the US if you want to be. That is the difference between a brokerage and a franchise. A franchise needs to get the money from you and from I as a real estate agent to operate, but as a brokerage, without those heavy expenses and the limitations of limited technology, limited training, and all the other bits and pieces that are understandable, let's be honest, in this day and age, a brokerage allows you to run your business any way you want to do. Through the revenue share and the growth opportunity, you can run your business in 10 countries or every single state around the US through partnerships and creating an all-star team, which we'll learn about in revenue share later on. But it gives you the difference of running the business your way in whatever states you're licensed in. And get this, I mean, 65,000 agents plus as we're recording this live now, You get training from the top 1%. The only people who are licensed to do the training here are icon agents, which we'll learn about a little later. And what that means is they're the top 1% of the company who are training on what they are proficient, and how they are making a ton of money is how they will give their training back to you and I, the eXp agent, by showing how they do things. We own this company. There's no secrets here. There's no competition. When you have ownership in your own company, that's the difference again between a brokerage and a franchise. It's very different to own a franchise with a group of people and share the top tips and tricks around the world, not just the US, but the top people around the world. There's training all the time. Think of a brokerage as an opportunity. Think of a franchise as a limitation. Is one necessarily better than the other? Depends on where you are in your business. But if you are an entrepreneur, if you are very good at what you do, and if you have your own brand and you have high aspirations, eXp is one brokerage. eXp are an international, a global company. Did you know that? More to the point, why should you even care? There have been many other franchise real estate models out there stemming from America that have gone across the world, and from any agent you and I where we hang our license, it doesn't really matter to us. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why eXp, being an international company, is going to be of particular interest to you, much like it is to me right now. Number 1 is collaboration. There's that very famous saying that goes, you are the reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Couldn't agree with that more, on a personal level and a professional level. Say if you're in a market center in Davidson, North Carolina, in one market center for your franchise, and you getting your training, you're getting your education from the people in tiny old Davidson. Or if you're part of a company that's in 20 plus countries around the world, and those who do the training, those who you can ask the questions about learning how to grow your business, learning how to scale, learning how to market from the top agents across the world, by choice, which one would you go to and where would you like to get your information and education? Exactly. Number 2 is it's a referral network too. Think about it. eXp, almost 70,000 agents, 20 countries around the world, and you get the opportunity to send those referrals around the world. Why? Why within the eXp network? You will learn, much like when we profess there's a difference between renting a home and owning a home, there is a big difference being a shareholder of your company and not. So the ability to send out eXp Global, eXp Realty, eXp Canada referrals across the world is massive. Number 3, from one real estate agent when I started eXp, an agent of one, not a team leader, to now having hundreds of agents in 2 hands worth of countries, you get the opportunity, you get the ability to scale and grow. No, not just locally, not just in your market, not just in your MLS, heck, not even just in your state. You now get to be a virtual brokerage, a virtual team leader around the world. You don't believe me? You are speaking to the person who now took eXp from being a North American, and Canadian company around the world. You get the ability to partner with, market with, even make a small part of a referral on every single sale of every agent you partner with across the world. I'm going to give you a bonus one. Number 4, why is being an international and global company of interest? Because you are a shareholder. Think about it. eXp doesn't just have a North American real estate company. It doesn't just own the virtual technology you're going to learn about here through Virbela, Success Magazine, and other strategic partnerships. The more the company grows around the world, the more the footprint grows of eXp Global around the world, the more agents that come on board, the more homes that get sold, all under the eXp umbrella. Now, I am no stockbroker, I am a shareholder, but I'm not an expert. We never know what the shares and stocks are going to do, but as eXp continues to expand its international footprint, I think you have an idea of what that happens for the shareholder and owner in a company like you are and like I am. This is why eXp, being a global and continuously expanding international company, is going to be a big particular interest to you. Welcome to our world. This is Virbela, this is eXp World, this is our virtual campus. As you can see, as gimmicky as it does appear to be, and within the first couple of minutes of being on it, you would see that there are a few reasons why having a fully accessible office anywhere in the world with an internet connection is going to be of particular interest. You know, if you've ever had a real estate office before, physical location on Main Street or hidden away in a business center somewhere, traffic happens. And that is a very stressful time. I don't know about you, but certainly for me, I don't like being in traffic. I try and teach myself to be a patient person, but I don't have time for it. If there's a meeting that I need to be part of and I need to go to the office, I don't want to wait 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Heck, I don't even want to wait 10 or 15 minutes. I want the ability to go into my office right here, right now, because much like the innovation, which is one of eXp's core values, we live our life as gluttony-filled as it may be. Let's be realistic and honest. If we want some information, we want that information pretty quickly. And that is exactly the same when it comes to your real estate office. You have over 1,000 full-time support staff around the world there for you Monday to Saturday, Monday to Friday for 10 hours a day, and Saturday almost at that point. And soon we're going to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you are at home in bed, if you are on an aeroplane, if you are about to jump into a volcano, please don't do it. That would be a terrible idea. But if you have your phone, there is an audio app, but more importantly, if you have a laptop, computer, whatever kind of hardware you're using, you get the ability. I look much younger, much fitter, and much healthier, I'll be honest, with my avatar. But more importantly, gimmicks aside, marketing aside, now I get direct access to every full-time staff member here at eXp. I go onto my laptop. If I have an issue with my laptop, I go straight to the technology department. I don't need to call Best Buy Geek Squad anymore. I have instantaneous support where if I allow them, they'll go onto my laptop and fix the issue for me. I have a broker in charge question. Well, goodness, here in North Carolina, we're a massive eXp state. I have 7 brokers in charge. I go there, I pull a ticket like I would the deli counter if I want some meat, and quite frankly, I will be sitting avatar to avatar, audio to audio, and get an instantaneous answer from my broker in charge. Isn't that amazing? Same goes. I've got a closing in 20 minutes. Ugh. I'm recording a video. As soon as I record this video, I'm going to go into my state broker room. I'm going to speak with one of the people who is payment processing, one of the people that checks my files through SkySlope. I'm going to make sure everything's good to go. So I know I can go to closing in 20 minutes time. I may be a little bit late. My file is good to go. As soon as eXp get the check and I upload a photo of it, I get paid there and then within 24, 48 hours. Isn't that amazing? If I want to speak to the founder of the company, the CEO of the company, the head of global, if I want to speak to the SVP, everybody has a virtual office and they are all there to be found in eXp World. I get my answers directly right there and then, when I log on, I get my training as well. 70, 80 hours every single week of the calendar here at eXp. I get training. I don't need to get dressed. I don't need to put my blazer on. I can simply turn on my laptop, walk into the room. The calendar is issued and emailed to us every single Sunday afternoon. I can check what training I want, bearing in mind that it's people of the top 1% of 65,000 agents doing the training. Instantaneous support, instantaneous training. And get this, as head of the eXp Army, I even have a team suite, which any team leader, any brokerage owner, any agent could do the exact same. So I've got 20 offices in my own private, separate login access through the Team Suites arena. I get 2 meeting rooms, one which is fully customizable, a boardroom which you can access from the lap. I have my own office, and 19 of my fellow colleagues around the world have the ability to have their own office. So as gimmicky as it may be, if you want your questions answered from your broker in charge, you want to go to accounting because it's tax season and you want to opt in for shares of stock payment at the discount, you go to accounting. If you want to go speak to board members, you set up a meeting. If you want your training, it's all this one place. Download the software from anywhere in the world on an internet connection. You are more connected now than you have ever been from the very device by which you're watching this. Why on earth should your real estate business not be the same? So we say welcome to our world, welcome to eXp World, and welcome to no more waits, instantaneous support and collaboration for anyone around the world at the highest level possible. Let's talk about tools, let's talk about systems, let's talk about technology. If you ever wanted to know how you could be as efficient on the back end of your real estate business as you are prominent in marketing and on video on the front end of your lead generation and follow-up, check out this. This we call eXp Enterprise. It is effectively your one page which has access to your entire business. You know, over the next couple of minutes here, we'll get into the other tools and technologies such as SkySlope, Workplace, KV Core. Those are the actual running of your business, how you generate more business with the lead generation through KV Core. Workplace is the collaboration tool. But eXp Enterprise, expenterprise.com is the way of how you can get direct access to everything through one page. If you want to know because you've never been a shareholder in a real estate company before. You are selling homes and you want to know how your shares and stock are doing, what your portfolio is doing, you go into Enterprise. If you want to check out the Marketing Center, which we'll get to in a moment as well, you go to Enterprise. If you want to get those links to download the World, to get a guest pass to the World, every single thing finally is convenient. Bookmark eXp Enterprise and any single aspect of your business. Finally, you have one place to go. You have one page, you have one portal, and it is your links to every single thing in the business. Any questions, any direct links, this is eXp Enterprise. You know, we want to streamline our business as well as we do. We want to generate leads at the most efficient cost we possibly can to generate the highest amount of return for our investment. You have one page here. It's called eXp Enterprise, and it gives you access to absolutely everything in your business that you need to not only run your business as you are, but to take it to the next level and to make more money, generate more time, more leads, more business through going to eXp Enterprise. Now we're talking solutions. First of all, we're going to get to SkySlope. If you've ever wanted a streamlined system for you, your transaction coordination person, or from the back end here at eXp, we have full-time support staff who will double check every single file you have in terms of an upcoming closing or a closing on the horizon. We have a traffic light system through SkySlope. Tremendous bit of kit, the best one I've ever personally used, which you know when you get to the closing table, do you have all of your T's lined and your I's dotted? Do you have everything you need to get to closing, to get paid ASAP? Well, if not, from the eXp corporate standpoint, people at the state level will be going through the file, and every file goes through your broker in charge ultimately. And you will know what you need. Hey, you have a listing coming up. Welcome to Sky, who is your virtual transaction solutions specialist. You go onto SkySlope, you put in and ask your questions. What is the address? What is the cost, or what is the listing price of the property? What's the age of the property? All of this information. And it's a traffic light system. You know, if it's green at the end of the day, you have all the documents you need, you're good to go, you can get paid. Is it yellow? You may be missing some things, or if it's red, you need to do a lot of work. But ultimately, you now have the ability with one system called SkySlope to go through every single listing, every rental, every purchase, every agreement you have with everybody and know exactly what's going on. One access through eXp Enterprise, go directly to SkySlope, and you can see with the people on the state level at eXp Corporate who are helping you with your file, or you can grant access to the eXp specific transaction coordinators or have your own, and you know through one system, one entry, one portal, exactly where every single file is. Let's be honest. Some people love paperwork. I do not. I just want to know my client is being serviced to the best level I can. I want to focus on my skill set and my love, which is marketing, and I want to get paid. I want to make sure the client has the keys, they get their check as a listing agent. I just want to make sure the file is good to go. This system is tremendous. The way that you have corporate eXp at the state level helping you and your broker in charge, you can put notes, files back across, you can upload everything you need, and they'll let you know what you need. If ever you need additional help, you can go into eXp World and speak to somebody, a contract compliance specialist. But SkySlope is your portal to do both things right then and right there. Now, let's talk about the other thing, okay? You need files through SkySlope if you have business, and what better way to get business than with a top-of-the-line CRM and lead generator. We are very fortunate from experience here at eXp to have access to KV Core. What is it? It's a CRM, database manager, lead generator, all in one. We have hours and hours of top-level training from people who sell hundreds of homes a year through this software. I'm only going to get to a snippet of what this is possibly available and what can do for you and your clients. From a buyer perspective, we understand people know Zillow, great marketing, great power, and that's what they do. But you have your very own customizable website. And that website is a tremendous bit of kit for any buyers you are hoping or who are hoping to buy a home. Not only is it obviously synced into your MLS and it has that synchronization, but there's AI, incredible artificial intelligence. So I am looking at a home, $500,000 in Main Street. Well, if my search criteria all of a sudden through my own searching through the website suddenly changes to $1 million a mile away, well, the searches that now and the properties that I'm going to see going onto your website are going to change because the technology is sophisticated to see that I don't want to send them homes that they were looking at but they're not interested in. As a software, it sends them the homes from the MLS they are interested in. Every step of the way, you can see what every single person on your website, when they've logged in, what property they're looking at it, how they're looking at it. Have they looked at it 3 times on their phone? Have they looked at it once on the laptop? You can also set up automatic drip campaigns through the software, through text and email, and you can have a note system on there as well. So tremendous from the buying aspect. You have a free What is my home worth lead generation tool as well, which provides great value. And my favorite thing personally when it comes to KV Core, we all love our website. Our ego loves a website that looks fancy. It has our picture, has our name on it. That's great. They all systematically do the same thing. But how about the ability to create infinite landing pages, infinite mini websites that could have whatever you want on them? You can create a video website. It gives you a direct link, which you simply put over your social media channels, and all of the leads that come on there, if you have set up, they can maybe look at a couple of bits of information. They have to put their email address and phone number. You are notified on the back end at KV Core when you have a new lead from someone who is looking at the information you're putting out there through KV Core. You can create open houses. You can put out there the open houses that are going to be going on this upcoming weekend. You could put on there just listed, just sold, homes with a pool, different search criteria. Click one button after you set it up, gives you a link. Copy and paste that link into social media, be creative, and that is your lead generation free of charge. Not just that, but you can create many different landing pages, many different splash pages too. You can have a video on it that says, hey, my name is Barry Pulver, I run the exceptional brand created by eXp. Look at this fascinating information. If you want more information, I've got this perfect home that's coming on the market. Click below and get all the information. Do that video, upload it in a splash page, put a button there. As soon as someone clicks on that, you are notified. You get a text message. It'll probably come to your watch if you want it to. And it's just a great way of generating leads, and then through the CRM, the most important thing in our industry, having that follow-up process to nurture, to know where everybody is in that journey. So now through SkySlope, you have the traffic light system to see where you are in every transaction, every upcoming transaction, and more to the point, you now have something that doesn't have to cost you anything in addition to the monthly fees here at eXp to generate leads in a bunch of creative ways. And again, we have so much training on all these platforms, but then have a CRM process as well and database management to put that all together. So you have your business now a way to generate powerful leads, intentional leads by you being very specific with who you're marketing, how you're marketing them, put them through your funnel, and you are going to have a great year. Welcome to 2 of the solutions here in KV Core and SkySlope. 2 more solutions we couldn't leave you without watching this video if you were not well aware of. As much as we love Canva, here at eXp we have the eXp Marketing Center. Canva can be a bit time consuming and can be a little too much for people who are just starting out their business possibly. At eXp Marketing Center, both in English and in Spanish, and languages being added all the time, there are quite literally hundreds, if not a couple of thousand of different templates for anything you need in your business generation. What do I mean by that? You have an open house in an hour's time. Well, I'm running out of time. I've got the signs in the ground. I don't have an open house sign-in sheet. Go on there, type in open house. You're going to have a plethora of different open house sign-in sheets. You can just, all you have to do is change your name, change the logo, change all the information you want to make it you, download it, PDF, print it out. If you want at your own printer, you're good to go. If you want listing presentations, buyer presentations, whatever is specific for where you are in your business and what you need, eXp Marketing Center has you covered. All the logos are updated, everything you need there. All you need to do again is to put your picture, preferably, and your information, your name, your number, and all that fun stuff on there. Anything you need in your marketing system, either digitally, which doesn't cost you a penny, or printed if you want to print it out, everything is there available on eXp Marketing System. Tremendous. And last but certainly not least, eXp Workplace. If you're not familiar with Workplace, you really should be. A little tidbit from me to you, real estate agent to real estate agent. If you wanted to know one way, independent of eXp, of how you can grow your business and be different from everybody else, start sending voice notes, start sending videos to people in the Messenger platform. I'm talking LinkedIn, I'm talking Facebook, I'm talking Instagram. Be different, be unashamedly you, and it works that way. Now, eXp Workplace, on a similar note, you're familiar with Facebook. The majority of the world, remarkably, has access to and an account on Facebook. Facebook created eXp Workplace. What is Workplace? It exactly looks the same as Facebook, but more to the point, only eXp agents have on there, and we only speak about work. As a vegetarian, I really want to know what you had on your barbecue last week and last night. or what your cat was doing in the morning time. But let's be honest, it's work time. I've got work to do, I've got money to make. That's what eXp Workplace is. All the weekly live team meetings are there when it comes to the leadership meeting, global meetings, so you can get all your training there as well. There's a lot of training which is live. The number one place that eXp leadership is going to put updates about the company, upcoming events, upcoming competitions, everything that runs internally. Workplace is the first place. For you and I, the real estate agent, we have our specific North Carolina state group, California state group, Kentucky state group. You get the idea. All of the state groups are there. All the information is there. Everything from a training, collaboration standpoint. You can have your own private groups if you have a coaching or revenue share organization you want to utilize that with. Workplace is your go-to for training, for information, and for collaboration. And get this as well, it has a messenger system too. So again, if you want to reach out to the CEO, the founder of the company, your broker in charge, you can literally give them a call. Utilize these messenger platforms, guys, on LinkedIn, Workplace, Instagram, and Workplace. Anybody is available. If you have a Facebook account, you can call them. If you want to set up a meeting with Glenn Stanford, as I do frequently, you can set up there, and through their admin and through their personal assistant, you can set up a meeting with them, with me, with any eXp agent. If you want to send a referral, a quick voice note here, quick voice note there, if you're having an issue with a transaction, let's be honest, it happens to all of us, no matter if you're a 25-year veteran or longer. There are issues. You need to reach out to your broker in charge, give them a call on Workplace Messenger. Everybody is available within the company. We're a publicly traded company. We are a transparent company. Workplace is where you go to ask questions, to get information. If you want to host some open houses, get on there. If you want to market some other people's listings with permission, get on there. If you need to speak to accounting, if you need to speak to the founder, if you need to speak to your broker in charge, get on there. Workplace internally is one of the most incredible systems that has really set eXp apart from many other companies. Check it out. The Marketing Center, #1, and of course, eXp Workplace. A couple of bonuses would be remiss if we didn't at least touch upon now. Again, we were going to get to the bullet points in as quicker time as possible, everything that eXp Realty has to offer. But two things from a personal level I certainly wanted to speak on too. The ability now to have a healthcare program. You know, we have a healthcare program in January 2021. My family, my young family, I know it doesn't look it, but my young family and I signed up. And so far, so good. The amount of money we've saved from just a traditional healthcare system of what we had before of one of the big corporate entities has been tremendous. We use the same healthcare providers. The costs are dramatically lowered. And so far, so good. So we finally have the ability, because eXp, when they put this together, you know, was a company of 50, 60,000 agents who use their bulk buying power to do that. So there is a specific healthcare program, which I would be remiss if I didn't bring up even in this 60 seconds or so. Also, the ability for an iBuyer program. Let's be honest now, post-COVID, we are going to see an extended market doing very well, in my opinion. There is going to be a time, depending when you're watching this video, when this may not be the case. iBuyers have come in, when Zillow come in, all these institutional iBuyers, and eXp thought, well, the eXp real estate agent is the customer of eXp Realty. So what can we do best to help them? We've given them tools, we've given them growth opportunities, we've given them ownership. But what about when times are tough? What about when times are good? How about to partner with some of these large institutional iBuyer programs and actually have an internal program, which there are specific buy boxes in particular counties, particular states across America, where it doesn't cost you a penny to become a certified express offers agent, which is the eXp iBuyer program. You have to go through classes and show you understand the process and how it works. And then at that point, you have free lead generation, because you can see who these buyers are. You can see what they're looking for. You can see their parameters, their criteria. Ladies and gentlemen, open up a spreadsheet. When you are an express offers agent, you have the opportunity now to then double back listings as well. If you have a listing or a house that you know needs some help, but it could really fit one of these boxes, how about going to a listing with an offer already? Say, hey, listen guys, I'm not sure if this is going to fit your criteria, but I also work with institutional buyers here through the eXp Express Offers program. I have a buyer and this is what they want to offer you. How cool is that? Even better, there are different types of work the iBuyers are going to do. Some are going to be, you know, to hold and rent out. Some are going to be to flip them and sell them. Guess what? As the buying agent for the Express Offers iBuyer, you then get the listing on the return end too. So two things that aren't publicly spoken about too much at eXp, which can absolutely transform your health and your life and your business. The iBuyer program here at eXp and eXp Healthcare. Okay, enough. I get it. There's a lot of value, there's a lot on offer. What I really want to know at this point is, what is the commission? What is the splits? What does eXp cost? Well, as you already know, no desk fees, no royalty fees, no franchise fees. Well, isn't that fun? If you love paying them anyway, regardless, You can pay them, but you're going to be paying them to yourself. Let's get to the facts and the figures. One thing I love about this company, which was always founded and created upon this, if you are an agent which has been fully licensed for a year, or if you've been an agent fully licensed for 40 years, your commission structure is the same. Why? Because you've got to prove how good you are. You have the opportunity. There's a reason eXp has made more millionaires financially than any other real estate company, because at eXp, how it's created, you have that opportunity. But there is no special treatment here, guys. It is the same. It is an 80-20 split for any fully licensed agent. Good news, you have a cap. I never had one previously at my other company. $16,000 cap. Through revenue share, you'll understand why that is potentially very lucrative, and specifically the Icon Award as well. Now, when you have done that, let's talk 3% commission. There's no average here in real estate, as we understand. My fee is 3%. As an agent, when I've sold about $2.7 million worth of real estate volume in that anniversary year of mine, at my 3% commission, I have capped. I get 100% commission. Isn't that nice? Minus, at this point, and this point only, a $250 transaction fee, which caps out at $5,000. Congratulations, Icon agent. That point is $75 going forward. Okay, there is a startup fee. It's $149. Why is that important? Because you've got to start something. Imagine the ability to start your own real estate company if it did cost you $149. No need to imagine. We live in it here, and that's what it is at eXp. $149 includes your first month fee, and that monthly fee is $85 a month. Gives you access to ownership, gives you access to revenue share, more to the point, gives you access to all the tools and systems you need in your tool set to have a very successful business, workplace, eXp World, KV Course, SkySlope, everything else. Gives you 1,000 business cards as well. And it also gives you the opportunity to have 10 very nice eXp presentation folders. So that $85 a month fee is for all of the above going forward for as long as you're going to be an agent here at eXp. From there, per transaction, and this is per transaction only, $25 broker review fee. That, as we spoke about in SkySlope, with all of the contract compliance specialists going through your file, your broker in charge, making sure you're compliant, the backwards and forwards between all of you guys, that is at $25 a month. There is an E&O fee as well. Some companies will have you pay it every single year, each to their own. The E&O fee per transaction, and per transaction only here at eXp, is $40 a month. Good news is that also caps at $500. Very straightforward to do the maths. We are a publicly traded company, therefore nothing is hidden, nothing is a surprise. Those are the facts, those are the figures, and those are the fees here at eXp. One of the reasons that eXp has made more millionaires than any other real estate company to this point is that we are a publicly traded company, that every agent has the opportunity through 5 different ways of acquiring or investing in shares and stock ownership in a publicly traded company. So now we're going to talk about how you finally become a shareholder of your very own real estate company. Welcome to eXp. EXPI is the ticker on NASDAQ, the technology stock exchange here in America. How do you get your shares and stock? 2 of those ways are vested, 1 of those is not. So let's talk about the first 3 ways through the gifted sustainable equity plan. Number 1, you are a real estate agent. You love doing what you're doing. I hope it's stressful at times. We've all been there, I know. But if you want to keep doing what you're doing to the top level possible, you will do that. You'll get a good commission split here. You'll also receive shares and stock in eXp just for doing your job. Isn't that something? First deal of every anniversary year, you have your very first transaction. Congratulations, you are gifted shares and stock in eXp. All of the vested shares are vested for 3 years. I want to say that at this point too. The second way, when you fully cap, which we just explained what those numbers are, congratulations, you receive more shares and stock in eXp. Fascinating. If you want to participate in the opt-in, opt-out revenue share option of how to grow a global real estate team, congratulations. You partner with those, create that all-star team. Your business partner who you sponsored and brought into the business together here at eXp, they do their first transaction every single year with eXp. Wow, they're a shareholder in their company for the first time, but congrats, because they have, you also achieve and require and receive more shares and stock of eXp just from them doing their first deal every single anniversary year. Number 2, an Icon agent, those people who sell more homes than the average person, those people who are doing things tremendously well and who give back to the company in training. That $16,000 cap all of us agents give in can be 100% given back to you every year for the high achievers only, in the words and in the terms of shares and stock at eXp. If you cap, and then that $250 receives another $5,000, so 25 additional transactions from when you receive your cap before the end of your anniversary year. Congratulations, Icon. You now have, vested at 3 years, $16,000 in shares and stock gifted and coming back to you. There's a few ways to do them, including attending the 2 events, the shareholders and the eXp Con, and cultural awards, which includes giving back by the way of sharing some of your tips and tricks with all the rest of the eXp universe. That is how you get your $16,000 back. Isn't that something? Funny fact, right now as we're speaking, if you were an eXp agent back in 2016, 2017, that $16,000 would have made you a millionaire already. Funny how that comes to be. The third way, which if you do not want to wait, you want to become a shareholder now, you're going to become a shareholder regardless, but if you want to withdraw that money or put it into your separate account, you can. Every single transaction here at eXp of that 80-20 split we speak about, you can take 5% of your commission from 80% to 75% and get gifted shares and stock of that 5% at a 10% market discount rate. Isn't that amazing? The ability, opt in, opt out, to now receive one of an incredible share and stock. You just need to do your research. Again, EXPI, if you want to use a search engine to look at how the stock has performed since it split in 2020, have a look at the ability. So welcome, real estate agents, something you may never have been before. You are now have the ability together here at eXp of being a shareholder in your own real estate company. Congratulations. Revenue share. You have heard all about it, but the question today is, what is revenue share? How does it work? Just to add on to that very factor, it is opt-in, it is opt-out. There's a reason that many brokerages outside of eXp would have explained it to you as a pyramid scheme. And quite frankly, what it is in real estate, which is the ultimate pyramid scheme, it's the inverted pyramid. Why? Because if you think about real estate, who makes the money? The owner of the company, the territory owners, the franchise owners, the regional operators. Here, as you know by this point, eXp has a model where you can have your own office if you are a large team or brokerage who are partnering with eXp. As a solo agent, you don't need to be paying for an office you're not going to use. That money that would otherwise be coming out of your pocket and coming out your monthly fees can now go back to the agents who organically grow this company. Why? Strategically and specifically as eXp, the fastest growing real estate company in the history of our industry, because it is growing organically from one agent to another agent, to another agent, to another agent who took them international. So I'm going to speak from experience as the #1 global real estate team leader who took eXp out of North America around the world. What revenue share is the opportunity. There's a reason that you're specifically watching this video. Is because of who you are, the sweat equity you've put into your industry, the connections you have in your industry, and quite frankly, you may be tired, you may be burnt out. eXp has all the tools, has the ownership, has the infrastructure and ability to get you to have your own brand finally, your name in lights, your name above the door, to grow your company. But what about the opportunity to work outside of your MLS, outside of your state, heck, even outside of your country or continent? That is the ability of revenue share. What it is, the ability to create your own all-star team where you can all finally be working together. Isn't that something? And we're going to explain this with the ultimate musical band of all time, the Beatles. So I am John Lennon. I have been working in real estate for 20 years. I'm getting tired, but I love it. It's what I do. It's who my identity is. I find out about eXp. I look at the opportunity. How on earth can I say no? I join eXp. My favorite Beatles member would be Paul McCartney. So as John Lennon, I speak to Paul McCartney and say, hey, Paul, you're doing great. How about doing this together? You know, you could have your own solo career, but, you know, working as the Beatles could be arguably better than being John Lennon and you separately as Paul McCartney. So we work together. Paul McCartney, of course, is powered by eXp now, has his very first deal with eXp. As you can see the numbers up here. He has a $10,000 commission. 80-20 split here in America. Paul McCartney gets $8,000. Out of eXp's $2,000, that gross overall, $10,000, eXp, me being the sponsor of Paul McCartney, John Lennon receives a check for $350 that very next month. So that's 3.5% of that gross commission out of eXp's $2,000. Why? Because as a sponsor, as a mentor, as a virtual team leader, it's my responsibility I welcomed him in and I'm here to help him through his career. But wait, the Beatles was the Fab Four, of course. So let's bring in number 3. say we are going to speak now to Mr. Harrison, George Harrison. Paul McCartney loves some of his solo music, says, hey, why don't we do this together? John Lennon is there to help Paul, to help George, and George does the exact same thing. He joins, he sees the ability of the Fab 3 at this point and joins eXp. He has his first commission, just so happens to be a $10,000 commission. George Harrison takes home $8,000, which all goes towards his cap, which he never had at his previous company. Isn't that something? Well, now imagine this. Out of that, 3.5% from eXp's side of that gross commission goes directly to Paul McCartney. And as the person who introduced Paul McCartney, John Lennon gets a portion of that too. Isn't that something? Not to mention, because Paul brought in George, George also has his first deal. He's a shareholder at EXPI for the first ever time in his career. He is a shareholder of his own real estate company. So he gets gifted $200 worth of shares and stock of what they're trading for that day. But imagine this, Paul McCartney receives $400 as well. So not only is he making revenue share, which is the gist of what we're speaking about here, but he receives more shares and stock in a company. Isn't that amazing? But wait, again, it's the Fab Four, not the awesome trio. So they need a drummer and everybody's busy. So George reaches out to Ringo Starr. Ringo's like, well, I don't want to be playing the drums by myself. I need some help. So he joins and does the exact same thing. So we went from John Lennon being a musician by himself to partnering up with Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. This is how the Beatles became, and this is how you can create your own real estate team. Why am I, as I'm recording this live, the #1 global team leader for eXp in this tiny little town of Davidson, North Carolina? Because I have partnerships in 10 countries, and every agent we partner with here we are more productive as a unit. We have more listings and more sales than any other organization globally in the world. So the ability from revenue share finally gives you a couple of things. Gives you the ability to not just to be about you, gives you the opportunity of an exit plan, because every month you are making money residually from partnership and from mentoring and supporting people you always wanted to work with anyway. You get the ability to create the all-star team, the Fab Four, the Fab 4000 if you want it to be. You're not limited geographically. Now you can go outside of your market, outside of your city, outside of your town, state, country. The world is a big place. You get the opportunity now with our partnership here at eXp through the revenue share platform to do something bigger than you ever dreamed of before, bigger than ever imagined. And trust me, from someone who's living this dream, you get to do that. That is revenue share.